It's really burning. Wait, I feel 1 second. It feels better? No, it didn't work. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's J Christine if it's your first time here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. So today what I'll be talking about is how I prevent myself from getting burned when I get a touch-up. So basically how I prepare to get a touch-up. If you guys see me looking down, I'm just reading my notes. So basically first I'm going to start with the basics that everyone knows, and then I'll progress and tell you guys like other things that you might have not known, or maybe you already know. Let me know. So I've been relaxed, not consistently, because honestly I have like a sensitive scalp. So I've been like burned so many times, and sometimes it's like I don't even know if I want to touch up again, and I might go like a year without getting a touch up. But I keep going back to relaxers. The thing I would say is do not wash your hair at least like 1 week before going. If you do have to wash it, like maybe 4 days before like you go to the salon, you can wash your hair. And for example, let's say you like were styling your hair and you have like products in it, and you want to take out the products, I would say wash it with like shampoo and go like this, but don't like go in your scalp. Like just wash like the product out your hair, and then like do a style that you don't have to like really be in your scalp for the rest of the week. That is, yeah, that really helps. Like if you wash your hair like the day before, I've done it, you're gonna get burned, and the burn is gonna be so bad your scalp is gonna be oozing out. Like that's me. That happened to me before. My scalp was like oozing out, and then like it's oozing and wet in my hair, so like my hair that whole week was just like a mess. Like I'm burnt, I'm oozing out, it's damp in my hair. It was like not cute. Not cute. Another one, no combing or brushing your hair. Well, you could kind of like comb your hair. I would say like if you're gonna comb it, like comb like the ends. Like don't like go like this, you're touching your scalp. Like you have to like be really gentle and comb like the ends. But yeah, look, no combing. And like brushes, like paddle brushes and hard brushes, you should not even know what those are. You do not know what those are a week before your touch up. If you want to know, trust me, I was in high school telling my mom, but mom, I have to brush and comb my hair. If I don't, the kids at school is gonna make fun of me. Girl, no, it's okay. Your hair can look crazy for that week. You will be okay. You won't be okay once that relaxer hits it and you've been brushing it. You won't. I promise you, you won't. Another thing, no scratching. Like, just pat. If your hair's itching, just do a good pat. I just got a relaxer and I was patting my hair so much that like my like body was itching. I was like this. I'm like, why am I hitting myself? I'm like, oh yeah, it's like that like week I'm like so like focused on not scratching that like, yeah, like just pat. It'll go away. It's like you have a weave. Let's say you can't access your scalp. You have a weave, you can't access your scalp. Act like that and just pat away. Because like if you scratch, it might be like something like little to you, but like your scalp area is like sensitive, so it might like scratch like a layer, and then like it'll just like burn. Oh, and one of the reasons like you don't want to burn because it hurts and it's painful, and sometimes the relaxer might not take because you took it out too quickly. But another reason, it like prevents growth. Let me show you guys my pinky. This is good. So I was burnt on my pinky right here. Hair grows like all around it, but it doesn't grow in that burnt area. When you burn like an area, it's like now like damage, and like it has to like repair itself. So if your hair follicles is trying to grow in that burnt area, it might not, because that area is like so damaged that your hair can't grow. It might grow later, but it's gonna prevent the growth, or it might not grow like back like the way you wanted it, or in time. Or some people like in the middle of the hair they just like can't grow their hair, and it's probably because something happened, you know, like maybe you've been burnt there too much if you get relaxers. I know that like pinky example was like extreme, but I just wanted to show you like how burnt areas can prevent like hair growth or like slow down the hair growth. And this pinky incident, I have no recollection of it. My mom said it happened to me when I was like 2 or 3. I don't remember. I like put my hand in a fire, well, I put my pinky in a fire and this area got burnt. I still have a mark from it. I'm not saying like that will happen to your scalp, but I'm just saying like, just think about it. Like when you're trying to like grow your hair or have like healthy hair, and like the area in which your hair follicles are growing, your scalp is just like not like in tip-top shape, like it's gonna affect your hair, you know. So you really want to make sure if you are getting a relaxer that you're doing everything you can to not burn. Another thing is, you do not want to exercise at least 24 hours before getting a relaxer. So no hitting the gym, because what happens is like once you start to sweat, your pores open and that's gonna cause you to burn. You want your pores to be closed in your scalp when you're trying to get a relaxer. And that could be like something else, like maybe it's the summertime, you live in an older home and you don't have AC and you're sweating. Once you go to the hair salon, like your pores are open because it's like so hot and you've been sweating, you're gonna burn. Or maybe you're in menopause, you know, like you're constantly like hot, whatever, your pores are gonna open. That can also cause you to burn. So anything that's gonna cause like you to sweat in your hair, like your pores are gonna be open. So you wanna make sure like within like 24 hours, like you're doing something to keep your head cool those whole 24 hours basically, because you do not want your pores to be open. I have like a little like bonnet like dryer, and what I like to do is before I even go to the salon, I sit under it for like 15 minutes. Cool air only. You need cool air, no hot air. I sit under it for 15 minutes and that like helps close my pores. Another thing is, this has like really worked for me ever since. I could do everything else, but if I don't do this step, I'm still gonna burn because my scalp is like sensitive. So another thing is, once they base you, have them, and I'm saying them as in a hairstylist, you can do your own relaxers. I just would not recommend it because it's like a chemical. It's a really strong chemical, and the last thing I want is for like anyone to like damage their hair or it doesn't take properly. I've tried to do my own relaxers and I put it in the time it says, but it's just still not as like straight or as good as when a professional does it, and I just leave that up to professionals. So after you're based, you should sit under cool air, and I've had so this helps me not get burned. Every time I do this, like, it's perfect. So what happens is the cool air is like closing your pores, and it also gives your base enough time to like spread and like marinate on your scalp, and it could possibly like your pores could be closing and get some of that base, so it's just like an extra layer of protection. I've done this. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I've tried cool air then base and then relaxer. No, you need to base then the cool air, and make sure when you go under the dryer you like open up your head, like open up your hair to make sure that the cool air is getting to your scalp. You don't like want your hair like all the way up. Like have it down and then like fluff it out a little to ensure that the cool air is getting to your scalp, and that will really like close your pores and really help protect you. A hairstylist did this to me once, and because I went in there, the stylist I was supposed to have was late, so she's like, oh okay, I'll just base you for her, and I'm like, but I really burn, and she's like, oh okay, I have a technique. But I just thought like I followed all the other steps, so that's why I didn't burn. No, like basing and going under the dryer, it's like amazing. I've told other stylists this, and you're probably wondering like, girl, why have you had so many stylists? I've been doing this for 14 years, guys. Like, some people just are not in the business. Some people move and they're just not in a location that's like you can access anymore. I went to college in another state. Then I would come back for like breaks, but like things happen while I'm gone. Everyone has a life, so they like move on. And during that time, like, you try and test out people, because not everyone's gonna be a good fit for you. Yeah, so I've told like a stylist this in the past. I just want to let you know that I am really, like, my scalp is like really sensitive. So after you base me, if it's possible, can I just sit under the dryer with cool air? I heard that like really helps, and I've had that done in the past and it works for me. So can we just try it, please? She had the nerve to say, well, I base really well and the base that I have is really good, so I think you'll be fine. And of course I wasn't fine. The perm barely took because she had to like wash me out, and she's just like, your scalp is too sensitive, you shouldn't be getting touch-ups anyway. So then like I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be getting touch-ups because like I was like really in bad shape. But it's just like, no, like if you just listen to what I said. And she saw me like a few years later, the same stylist, and she was maybe like a year later, and she was like, oh, you're still getting touch-ups? I'm like, yeah, I just base and then go under the dryer. And she was like, oh, why didn't you tell me that? I did that for you. You could still come to me. I'm like, no, I told you and you didn't listen, so I'm not coming back. But that stylist was bomb at weaves. And that's another thing. You might find stylists good at one thing but not the other, and you might not have like a stylist that you could go to for everything, and that's okay, because it's your money. You should go to who does the best job for your money or your price point, and that's gonna give you what you want. Like, just because you do a bomb weave doesn't mean you could do my relaxer. And I had to learn that, and I had to learn that the hard way. Yeah. And I think that's really important, to find like a great stylist. That might seem simple, but it's like hard. Like, I had a stylist, she was great, and then she moved to Haiti. I cannot go to Haiti every time I want my hair done. So then like I was on the market again, and then this girl, she was bomb at my weaves. So I'm like, and I like one day I was going there and I saw her like doing like a roller set or somebody. I'm like, oh, you do like regular hair and relax? She's like, yeah, I could do you too. Yeah, so finding a great stylist can be hard, and especially because I feel like some people be like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and they don't want to listen to you sometimes. No, we're gonna do it my way. And if my way doesn't work, you know, I'll just charge you full price plus 50% gratuity, and then you'll just come back to me in 2 weeks and I can mess you up some more. All right, see you soon, girl. And honestly, like, knowing what I know now, like if I told that stylist like, oh, can you do this? And she's like, no, my way works, I should have just walked out. Like, nope, I'm not paying for the service, because like I know my scalp, I know how like sensitive I am, and I know I'm gonna burn. So since I like stopped burning, like my hair has been like really growing, and I'm like so happy. Oh, make sure you communicate with your stylist, you know, especially touch-ups. Touch-ups you do maybe every 6 weeks. Some people like stretch out their relaxers and do it like maybe twice a year, 3 times a year. So your stylist might forget. They have like other clients, they have like a life, you know, so they might actually forget like what they've been doing. So make sure you communicate and like remind them. And they'll be like, oh yeah, like if they're good stylists, they'll be like, oh yeah, no problem, yeah, we'll do it this way, like, or how did we do it last time, blah blah blah. Because a good stylist should want to prevent you from getting burnt, you know. So make sure you communicate to them, because they might forget. It's just a friendly reminder, and just let them know like what works best for you, or things you've tried in the past, or things they tried and didn't work, so maybe they can try like a new technique to ensure that you don't get burnt. If this is like one of your first times getting a touch-up, do not use super. You might think like you have the coarsest hair, or you need like this extra strength. Relaxers are pretty strong, so if you haven't like got a touch-up, or if your stylist doesn't really know your hair like that, do not start with the super unless like you've been getting supers and it works for you. I would say get regular, and then there's mild, but start with the regular, but do not start with super. And sometimes stylists be in the back like mixing up stuff, so you don't even know like what they're mixing up. So they might just look at your hair and not really know what they're doing and be like, well, this girl needs a super. Huh. like you will really be burning if you have like a super. So make sure you just like communicate to your stylist, make sure that they're not using a super, because you don't want like you to like your head to be on fire. This like is also a game changer. This in like basin and then going in a cool dryer. Okay, so the person that does my touch-ups now, I found her when my other stylist went back to Haiti, and she's just like, what area do you burn in the most? And I'm like, oh, I never really thought about that or been asked that. Well, I know it's the middle of my head. And you know, like when you're gonna touch up, they part your hair in 4 and they just start in the middle of your head. And sometimes they can't finish with me because, well, this was before I started basing and cooling, but sometimes they couldn't finish because it would just be burning so bad. So I'm like the middle of my head. So she's just like, oh, okay. And she leaves that section last. So my head gets part into 5. So we take the middle like this. We part it, and then I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything like in the middle basically gets done last. And that has helped me so much. Like if you know the area that you burn the most in, let your stylist know and tell them to put that last. And that is like also a game changer. Like I've been getting touch-ups for 14 years. Well, at that time, this happened like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, so like 12 years. And I never thought to be like, oh, can you put the relaxer in the spot that burns the most last? I just thought like, oh, that's how it has to get done. Like you start like here, then like you work your way around, and it doesn't have to get done that way. If you know you're about to burn, or if a spot's like more sensitive and can't take it, have them put it there last, and that will really like help the other areas really process and take. And that has truly been a game changer. I'm like, this is so simple, so brilliant. Why haven't I never thought about this before? Like, just like the simple stuff. And if your stylist communicates with you and they're a good stylist, they should figure this out. But yeah, like basics like 101, but a lot of people don't do it. And it took me 12 years of getting basically relaxers for me to even figure this out myself. This is last but not least, but if you're starting to burn, I know like it probably hasn't been in there a long time, but if it's starting to burn, just let the stylist know, because it needs to be rinsed out. Some stylists might put like oil sheen, and that probably won't work. Comment below if your stylist, like you told them like it was burning and they had the nerve to just like spray some oil sheen. No, you need to rinse this out. Rebecca, my hair's burning. It's burning? It's really burning? Like, it's burning. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much is it burning? Like, 10. Oh, okay. Hold on. Get some oil sheen. Oop, lost the cap. 1 second, girl. It's really burning. Wait, I feel 1 second. It feels better? No, it didn't work. Well, your hair didn't take yet, so it's gonna have to feel better. Like, your hair didn't take. No. Alright, how much longer? Let me put some more. Alright, just let it sit because your hair's not taken. Rinse it out. Especially like if they haven't like, yeah, if it's not like processed, they'll just like try to spray some oil sheen. But honestly, it's not worth it. Like to have like a burnt scalp, a scalp like oozing and gooing because like it's been severely burnt. I showed like my pinky. I know that pinky example is like very extreme, but like you're damaging your scalp, your hair, and the follicles, and then like when people wonder why their hair's not growing or not at the length that it should be, like it's not worth it. Like let's promote like healthy hair, growing your hair healthy, and just burning your scalp is just not gonna get you good results. I really hope that you really enjoyed this video. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe. Comment below on like questions you may have for me about my relaxed hair or my journey, and I'll try to answer it. Let me know if you guys even want a story time about, I have a few story times about just like horrific relaxer experiences that I experienced. Oh, Another thing, this reminds me, because I just said horrific relaxer experience, you do get burnt. At the end, your hairdresser is probably going to wrap your hair if you want. Do not have them wrap it with this, because if you got burnt, once this, like, and some hairdressers be like, and once they do that, like, all up in your scalp, I almost fought a lady because she burnt me so bad, and she had the nerve to go like this. Like, you know, I was just burnt. Like, I was like in the salon like in tears because I was burnt so bad, and you had the nerve to go like this. Like, I really almost fought her because it was just hurting so bad. And then she like realized like how bad it hurt, like, because I just like went to like get my coat, and she's just like, no, come back. And then like she had to like basically wrap my hair using her fingers. So if you know you've been bad, really, if you've been burnt like bad and they're about to use this, like, no, I've been burnt too bad, can you just like use your hands to like wrap it, because they have to like be gentle if you just got burnt, because that area is just so sensitive at that moment. Yeah, let me know what other videos you would like to see, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Bye guys.